Wood carving, a fun hobby to get into if you enjoy woodworking. Wood carving isn't just about a block of wood and a knife. It's about everything that the piece of wood can become. A bird, a caricature, train whistles, and so much more. It is a style of art that anyone can get into because of how low labor and relaxing it is. Things can be both abstract and cartoony or detailed and realistic, which allows everyone to have their own style. Most people look at a block of wood and think to themselves, where do I begin? All it takes is that first chip off the block.
A number of years ago, my wife decided I needed a hobby and therefore took a first carving class at Waukesha County Technical College, and that was probably 35 years ago. Since then, I guess I've had some carving project going ever since that starting point.
When Neil first began wood carving, he went out and bought books by authors like George Kielhofer, John Lacey, and James Cushing. After 6 months of independently carving, he began to take classes where he made many friends and even met some famous carvers.
Over the years since then, I've taken classes from approximately 25 different instructors nationally to be able to generate different techniques and styles of carving.
A few of the classes Neil took were taught by some of the best caricature carvers in America, like Harold Enlow, Marv Kaiserstadt, Harley Refsel, and Rosalind Daisy. And with this experience, his work started to become truly diverse. He's made everything from relief carvings to caricatures to different styles of birds. Due to his acquired skill, Neil was no longer going to be a student. He was given the opportunity by WCTC to finally become a wood carving teacher.
The instructors left the class. They retired, and therefore I was asked to take over the classes at that point in time, so that it's that technique of how I was able to become an instructor.
With having 4 classes a week, it didn't take long for Neil to settle into his new role as the teacher. The tools he recommends that carvers bring are a carving knife to cut large chunks of wood and also sculpt the wood, a V-gouge to separate areas when outlining and to add details and textures, and lastly, a round-tipped gouge to carve grooves and for added details.
Very basic starting point for creating the head. The cheek, which will be prominent and raised, we can continue down then into creating a neck area.
Neil recommends for his beginner students to also work on relief carvings at home. This will help them master the different types of tools and how they can be manipulated. Also, having your own workstation is advised to have the space needed to carve and also store your tools.
I've taught since 1990 actually, so that's basically when I started teaching, and I started taking the courses myself approximately 1985. So I've been associated with wood carving since then.
Due to the recent COVID-19 pandemic, his classes have been postponed. With this time, he still carves almost daily, working on new projects like ducks and caricatures, preparing new options for his students to create. This time also allows him to work on some of his more technical projects, like his latest creations of Santa caricatures and ultra-realistic ducks.
One of this nature, for example, where the piece was carved out of one solid piece of wood, so that the elevated feathers and the head are all out of the same piece of wood with no inserts or added pieces to it. So the delicacy of that makes it quite difficult to be able to ensure that you have all the pieces left when you're done.
Neil spends a considerable amount of time on each and every project, so it turns out perfect. On his duck alone, he spent over 200 hours with the carving, the wood burning, and the painting. But putting in long hours never stops him. Every year, Neil makes Santa caricatures for all his friends and family. He is truly passionate about his craft and is always willing to help those who want to possibly start a new hobby in wood carving. For more information, contact Neil with the number shown on your screen. And for more wood carving groups and lessons, please see the local locations below.